Obviously everyone's got a job to do, we should just try and hook in.
The fire in the galley is on the forward oven. The fire is terrible.
Evolution 6 error. 6 error ordered.
So a lot of it is secret, but I think that makes it exciting in a way.
And then his chili omelets, outstanding.
Oh. Seeing new things, seeing new sights, meeting new people, that's what I was about.
G'day and welcome back to Behind the Scenes of the Australian Defence Force. My name is Dave Pankin and today we are taking you on a very special mission. We're going to board HMAS Dechaineux. It's a Colin-class submarine out here in Port Phillip Bay, and we're going to show you what it's like to live on board a sub and show you exactly what they do. I'm dressed in navy today for a bit of protective clothing, but an army officer showing you behind the scenes. It's going to be a very special ride. Let's go check it out.
The general order we're going to go with is probably bags and items on first, their packs, and then we'll get a bunch of our guys off and then their bags off. So.
I'm going to jump on HMAS Dechaineux, let's go check it out.
We're on the bridge of a submarine, and the bridge is the area where the officers drive the submarine from when it's on the surface. And behind me, you can see the bow of the submarine crashing through the waves, and we're having this fantastic experience to go to this location where very few people in Australia get to go to regularly.
We're here with the officer of the watch and the captain. What an office. This is just the most amazing view. We've just left Melbourne, we're going out into the sea, and we're about to go underwater.
G'day, my name's James.
Yeah, James, what do you do on the boat?
So I'm a Maritime warfare officer. So a lot of my job revolves around navigation and tactical operations.
And what's the process for you to get to the position you're in right now?
So my career started at the Royal Australian Naval College in July of 2019. And then following there, I posted to HMAS Watson to start warfare training in January of 2020. Once I graduated from warfare training, I then posted to the Submarines Training and Systems School, HMAS Stirling, in 2022, finally posting to HMAS Dechaineux in October of that year to qualify to get my Dolphins.
We successfully boarded, and after a few minutes on the bridge enjoying the view, the crew started preparing the submarine to dive underwater for our transit into Bass Strait. This is our chance to learn about different roles on the sub over the next 24 hours.
So I'm an electronics technician submariner. I work 6 on 6 off, so a bit of a multifaceted role as an operator maintainer, operate the combat system, and then also maintain various bits of equipment on board, so that being sonar, combat, navigation and communications equipment.
Watch stand 2, standby defense, periscope depth.
So we have 2 periscopes. We have one called search periscope, the other called attack. Search periscope has all of our receive capabilities for VHF comms, the full comm suite. We can control the way it looks left and right by this handle here by rotating it, and then to look up and down is on this side. If you want to control magnification, it's those 2 buttons there.
Alright, this is what they call a search periscope. We can put it up and have a look around and use these devices to have a look.
Evolution 6 error.
Watch the 2 after 76 cockpit control radar.
Emergency station, fire in the galley. All personnel forward on EOBS, all party, muster up.
On a sub, it's not always smooth sailing.
Just waiting for a type party.
The fire in the galley is on the forward oven. The fire is terrible.
Constant training prepares them for emergencies if they pop up.
HQ1 close up in the motor and ready for any incident.
HQ1 control, the submarine is on the emergency station for a fire in the galley. The fire in the galley is on the galley oven. The fire is terrible. Attack party on air at minute 36, proceed to the scene. No casualties to space, choose equipment space, elevation space, carrying constant EWO. The fire has been burning for 3 minutes. Priority is to fight the fire.
HQ1 has emergency stations, fire in the galley. HQ1 roger. Do you hear that? HQ1 priority is the fire. Control with PCT, HQ1. Prevailing distance to normal.
Currently return restow, so we're just returning the boat to its original state.
Yep,
now that we've dealt with the incident.
Is it a fire drill that we just did?
Yes, so there's a fire in the galley, and those are just Team 1 and Team 2 that have just gone through. So yeah,
Due to the foot being forward, we had to set up our support party aft so we could deal with it.
Got a good sweat on?
Absolutely. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
So we're getting down to the business end of this submarine right now. We're going to go chat with the marine technicians, see who actually keeps this boat moving. They're focusing on the massive diesel engines, which keeps the batteries charged, the lights on, and the propeller turning. And really just keeps us alive. So we're going to go check it out and have a chat with them. Let's go.
So this is our auxiliary machinery space. There's 2 on board. This one being back aft, it's quite loud and it's steamy and it is what it is. So this big white section that we see here, from here back, is a big water tank. So we use that to store the water that we create just behind you. So we store all of our water in here before it gets sent forward. So these are our ROs here, reverse osmosis units. Yeah.
What does that mean? What does reverse osmosis mean?
So we're basically pushing water through a membrane to separate the salt from the fresh water. From there, we will store it, condition it, make sure that it's ready to drink. It's super cramped, but we've got some cool bits of kit. So we've got a battery ventilation fan all the way up there. We've got an air conditioning unit that runs, I don't know, halfway through this whole catwalk. And then behind you, we've got 2 high pressure air compressors as well. Most importantly, we have the laundry. Yeah. Washing machine, dryer, and a sink. So my name's Ethan. I maintain the state of the engineering platform at the moment. I'm responsible for reporting to the engineering officer of the watch about basically all the running machinery on the submarine. Mainly the important stuff being the propulsion system, the power and distribution systems on the boat, you know, the electricity that powers everything, and all the running equipment. This panel right here is basically responsible for the diesel engines. So operating any of the diesel engines, you'll have to come through this panel. Operating any of the induction or the exhaust system, you'll have to come through this panel. So any of the air that comes in through the submarine's got to come through here. The exhaust from the diesel engines out through this panel here. Lots of different pumps and cooling over this side here. This is about bilges and bilge pumps. If we need to get water out in an emergency, that's how we're going to get it out through this panel.
On the starboard side of the submarine here, you'll have this massive propulsion control console. Basically, it's a lot of high-powered switching and a lot of things required to actually allow us to get electricity from our batteries.
A very important bit of machinery for our submarine, the main motor. This is where we send our electricity to be able to turn the shaft. So whenever we want to go fast or go slow, we'll send a certain amount of electricity into the main motor, and that in turn will turn the shaft in the direction we want to go. That way or that way. Back here you can see a little bit of the shaft spinning. You can also see 2 parts of the control surfaces. There's actually 2 more control surfaces underneath this little platform here. We have 4 in total, but it's a bit more dangerous down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the spinny bit. This is what our main motor is turning at the moment. This is part of the shaft. Just out the end there is our propeller. Our control surfaces are moved by electrical signals sent by basically our autopilot. We have a little autopilot function, or it could be the person driving the submarine. They're actually controlled by hydraulics, so we'll use these manifolds behind me to send the hydraulics to the control surfaces in one direction or the other, depending on which way we want to turn, and it's all controlled with hydraulics. Basically, that's how we use our steering on board.
Control and PCC, both motor brakes over that order, PC investigating.
Position of LMS 2.
Propulsion failure. Set inhibition switch 1 to emergency.
Set inhibition switch 1 to emergency. Inhibition switch 1 set to emergency.
Inhibition 1 set to emergency. Set KS1 to emergency.
Set KS1 to emergency. KS1 set to emergency, FRS1 driven to the open electric position, LMS1 is in position 0.
KS1 set to emergency, FRS1 driven to open electric position, LMS1 0 position.
Black. Parallel, 4th floor.
The defects of the propulsion system has been rectified. Propulsion ready, motor control 0, revolution set. Control roger.
When you're doing that drill, is it actually happening?
Yeah, so that's a real exercise. So
Aside from the part where we open the motor breakers ourselves to simulate the propulsion failure itself, in every other way it is exactly the same as if you had a real propulsion failure.
And the propeller will stop?
Well, it will trail, so the propeller will continue to spin for quite a ways, and you have quite a headway through water still. But yes, the main motor has stopped driving the propeller.
And hence the rush?
Yes.
Thanks for coming down to HMAS Dechaineux. We've shown you the engineering side of things on board the submarine. If you're ever interested in the engineering side of things and as being a marine technician submariner, please reach out. There's always something or someone to talk to about this sort of stuff. It's a great time.
Moving away from the engineering areas, we headed up to have a chat with Rhiannon, who is an electronics technician.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
What's your name?
My name is Able Seaman Rhiannon.
What can you tell us about your role though? What are some of the things that you do to support the mission?
So a lot of it is secret, but I think that makes it exciting in a way. But it's a very private profession, but the things we do is really special. The training that goes into it, one of a kind. You're not really going to get it in any other industry. The things that we train for as well, it's so essential to Australia at the moment, so it's really good to be a part of it as well.
So if people are interested in playing video games, for example, would this suit them?
I've often said to people that, look, as an electronic technician, we sit on the combat system. It's a little bit like a video game in some ways.
It's not just all about Navy though. You have a personal life?
Yeah, I do.
You're not stuck on the sub. Like, people might be concerned, oh, you know, I'm going to join the Navy, I'm going to be out at sea all the time.
I think it's actually a good balance. A lot of people ask me, how do you go at sea? It's really difficult to leave family and friends behind. When you go to sea, you'd be surprised at how quickly it goes. It's a very different experience spending it with the people that you work with. And honestly, you learn a bit about yourself as you go on as well.
Is working on a sub, you know, you're all in quite tight quarters. Is it like a family?
It is, it really is. You'd be surprised about how quickly you adapt to the circumstances that you're put in. And submarines are a very good example of that.
What's a typical day look like for you?
So as a control room watchkeeper, we do 6 on, 6 off. So for example, I'm on the first watch, which is midnight to 6:30 AM, and then lunchtime to the same time in the afternoon. I never thought I'd end up in a role that I'm in now, doing electronics and communications, but I've really loved every second of it. So if in doubt, give it a go. You'd be surprised at the kind of things that you find interesting.
And you don't need to do it forever, do you?
No, you don't. So we sign on as a minimum period of 6 years, different for different roles, but it's not permanent. It's a really good experience, especially when you're young. You're likely going to be travelling to some really cool places, meeting some really special people.
I asked Rhiannon to show us where the submariners spent their downtime, where they slept, and the bathroom facilities.
I'm going to show you where I sleep now. It's pretty tight, so watch your head, and there's people sleeping, so just be quiet.
There wasn't a lot of room, but more than I expected, and it looked comfortable enough.
And this is the toilet, or the heads as we call it in the Navy.
And the showers?
And this is our shower there.
How long do you get in the shower?
So we just turn the water on as we need and off when we're not using it. And this is where we keep our toiletries.
On a submarine, how do you guys keep fit? Kind of find ways to make ourselves fit. We've got bikes downstairs, resistance bands, buck up. We've got rowers and stuff, so we just try and keep moving more than what we normally do at sea to do stuff. So it's awesome.
Are you the tallest one on the boat?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jordan. Yeah.
Jordan. How tall are you?
6'7".
6'7". And this is your constant. Let me just back up for 1 second. What do you got?
Yeah, a bit of a right angle neck.
Yeah. Sarah, what do we got tonight for dinner?
No. We got lasagna, we got Mexican chicken, and we got cola braised beef ribs.
Hey, is dinner time one of the best times of the day?
Yes.
Yeah? Usually some good food?
Yeah, these chefs are amazing.
What's for dessert today?
A bit of ice cream and custard there.
Yeah?
One of my favourites.
Dessert of champions. And this is your morale wall, is it? A bit of photos and
morale wall, yes.
What's the go for putting stuff up there? How do you get something up there? Like space is tight on a sub.
Get rid of old stuff.
It gets up there pretty quickly, to be honest.
This is my pepper grinder. It cost $380, made of pure Tasmanian oak. I purchased it during a port visit on my previous boat, HMAS Walla, and it's travelled with me to every boat since. So it lives on HMAS Dechaineux now. It's a good source of morale for the crew. For example here, Damon here is going to receive some pepper and say the word when. when you would like me to stop.
When, please.
The amazing chefs also bake the most delicious snacks that are available throughout the day. Good food definitely leads to good morale on this boat.
Craig, so your medic lead, is that your primary role on the submarine?
It's my primary qualification. My other role would be combat system, driving, sort of control room watchkeeping, and then if I need to do anything medical, that'll come when that comes. So it's more sort of reactive medical work than anything else.
And what about you two?
I'm a sonar operator, so I spend most of my time as a control room watchkeeper, but with a couple of ancillary roles like SMAT, swimmer, just keeps it interesting.
How long have you been on the sub for?
Since July last year, so not too long, but enough to kind of know my way around.
And what about you?
I'm Able Seaman Ryan. I'm an electronic warfare analyst, so I spend a lot of my time in the EWO, which is the off branch of the control room. Apart from that, I do have some ancillary roles. I look after the small arms on board. I respond to the DC evolutions, and I also look after the shipborne life-saving equipment on board.
Awesome. What about you?
I'm also an EW analyst. I'm the sim guy. I work with Ryan a lot of the time. My favourite jobs on board, I would say, in terms of ancillaries, will probably be driving. I quite enjoy driving, so it's definitely something different, something that you wouldn't get to do anywhere else. But yeah, it's good fun.
So even some of the officers were telling me they couldn't drive. That's a pretty unique skill.
Yeah, it's you kind of get thrown under the bus a little bit with it, but as soon as you sit down and you start learning, it comes pretty quick, and you don't get a lot of time to learn. So
awesome.
Got to learn fast, but you learn every day.
Yeah, plan is we'll position our cashety down there, remove the hatch, and then we'll go down and put the KED Pro on and attach them to the pulley system and hopefully bring them out safely without dropping them. One thing that we on submarines that's quite unique compared to General Navy is small hatches and small spaces that we have people may get stuck into. We need to extract them out using spinal precautions. We train for using our KED Pros on board by getting people out of bilges just in case we actually have to do it for real life. So something we try and practice.
After watching the medical training, we went up to have a chat with Faisal and hear about his job.
What's your name?
My name is Faisal.
Faisal, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Hey, what do you do for a job?
So I'm an electronic submariner. A lot of the stuff we do is quite secret. So what that entails is keeping a track on all the contacts that we have, and from there we create what's called bearing range, course and speed of that contact, and we can therefore track that contact and then provide command with an engagement plan.
So how does your work up there link down to where we are right now, and where are we?
Yeah, so we're currently located in the tube space in the weapons stowage compartment. So this is the most forward part of the submarine.
Control tube space, 2 tube train down, permission to open, clip open and man 2 tube rear door for post-firing inspection.
From here, I'm sitting in the control room, basically pushing all the buttons, expelling basically a warhead from the submarine.
So that's a pretty big responsibility. How old are you?
So I'm currently 28 years old.
It's kind of eerie going in. It's got a good echo. Echo!
Joined the Navy when I was about 19 years old as a direct entry submariner. And yeah, it's probably the best decision I've ever made in terms of achieving my goals of wanting to, work on high-class equipment.
After locking up the tube, we went to see what the captain was having for breakfast before having to depart the sub. Our time on board had come to an end.
Good design. Captain knows what he's doing.
Great way to start the day.
That's it. That's right, that's how you keep a sub happy.
Well, Shilsey here, he specializes in pancakes, as demonstrated here.
Oh, that's pancake.
Those are pancakes, probably chocolate filled. And then his chili omelets. Outstanding.
Oh. Enjoy.
Hey, thanks, sir.
Thank you so much for looking after us.
No worries.
Really appreciate it. Well, that's it, guys. 24 hours on HMAS Dechaineux. What an experience. If you're ever considering Navy or life on a submarine as an option, highly recommend it. It's been an outstanding opportunity. Thanks for watching. If you want to see content like this, make sure you comment down below and tell us what you want to see next. Otherwise, my name is Dave Hankin, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.